I think that the thing is that I think that art is a very interesting universal language, and it is something that can offer something to everybody, like nature can. And you can stick your head in the sand and not want to go there, but it is interesting if you endeavour. It's worth doing.
Oh, absolutely. Art definitely has an advantage for creating a set of open exchanges with an audience, especially when you're bringing in fields that cross over with art, and all of a sudden you've opened up these new avenues that you could not talk about in their original fields. I think in terms of creating an open and direct exchange, I have to bring it back to the social context of art, and how people prepare themselves to go to have an art experience. They might be consciously telling themselves as they enter the experience to be open, or maybe they've done this so many times that it's become kind of a reflex. But I think that's where a lot of the power lies. It's in the way that people it's in the ritual, I think. Yeah. The ritual of going to see art.
I think music does have a special kind of, probably I'd even call it advantage over a lot of purely visual arts, and the fact that ultimately it's not representational. So it means that the listener can come into the work, the world can come into the work in a particular way that maybe is not so possible in visual artworks, which are more circumscribed than many musical works.
In this day and age, artists do have a responsibility to say something or do something, and in every artwork I do try to do something. In terms of like how I might affect a viewer, but as you say, it comes back down to that thing. As on the other hand, that the power of art lies in the fact that it doesn't have to say something specific or represent it, anything in a very literal way. So the power of it lies in the sense that it can be outside of those sort of final or totalizing kind of senses of meaning. You can bring a lot of things up, but you do not have to fix yourself on one particular outcome or answer as such.
So, yes, I think art's openness and connection and communication and prayer-like aesthetic qualities at times are really interesting, but I don't know if they're interesting for you as the audience. I think the audience then needs to go to work on them. And how that should happen is, then takes us into paradigms of display and care and what a museum should be and what a gallery should be. I think, as you know from the kinds of conversations we've been having, I love that space, but I also don't trust that space. And yeah.
If you look, in the New Zealand Herald, if you wanted to find about art, it's always under entertainment. But I'll never be satisfied with that. I actually think I'm changing the world. I can have a really big influence on people, and they can change their view. And people who never even knew that they liked Ray Shremmerd and Black Beatles and, these songs that I'm putting on, will suddenly realise that was their favourite music of their whole life, and they've been missing art, and that their life is not extended, and they should try harder.